How are we doing, guys? I'm Kevin Shaw, editor-in-chief of the Watercraft Journal. Welcome to another Sunday night session. We are we're starting off a great week. We had a heck of a week last week, so we have a lot to chew over, a lot to go over. But want to welcome everyone here tonight. We going to kind of take it a little bit easy. This one's going to be a little bit of a no-brainer, especially for a lot of you guys who've been around for a while. But for the new people, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you. And hopefully we can provide a little bit of information that will be useful to you as you come into the new season. So again, welcome. Couple things, just a little bit of news while we wait for the crowd to pour in. I know a lot of people want me to sit around and wait for like the numbers to tally up, but I hate dead air, and then I got people complaining that I'm waiting. So never mind. But couple updates. We are still waiting on our supplier when it comes to new jerseys and New Jersey colors. We are still sold out of the XLs, but we got lots of small, medium, large, double X, and we have a few triple X left. So for you bigger guys, you're going to want to move fast if you want a triple X. And double X, I think we've got maybe a dozen left of those. So we're just kind of moving through what we have in supply right now, but we definitely want to get a jersey in the hands of everyone who wants one. So if you want, there's a link. I put it up here in the conversation. So definitely check that out. The other thing is the launch ramp video is now being edited. I know we were talking about the launch ramp etiquette video like a month ago, and it's just been really, really slow going. So, yeah, it's being edited right now. I was hoping to have it. I was hoping to have it for this Friday, but that would probably be unlikely, judgment. So hopefully next week, the following week, the week of the 14th. So the week of the 14th, I'm looking at my wall calendar. We should be doing that. All right. We have this is a fun week in a sarcastic sense. I don't know what it is, but man, I have been just struggling to get communications back when it comes to parts for projects and just getting responses from emails and text messages. So I don't know if people are experiencing that too. Hopefully the people I'm talking to are not sick, but it's been a little slow going when it comes to a few of our projects just because of the circle of communication. So hopefully we're going to be getting back on that real soon. And then the last big piece of news that we've got. Oh, I got two things. A video came out this last week, not mine. It was a popular video channel that was advertising some pretty significant numbers out of a 2022 Sea-Doo RXTX. And the problem was, well, there was a lot of systematic problems with it. The ski itself had anywhere from 35 to 50 minutes on it. And then they did some significant changes to it and went out and started doing top speed runs. That leaves a lot to be discussed. And yesterday, Saturday, I was in the garage working on the hot rod and tinkering on some stuff, and my phone just started to melt. I mean, I had to crawl out from underneath the car, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" And I start getting in these conversations, and I had Greg and Jerry Gaddis. I had guys. I can't say everyone. I had a representative from Sea-Doo. I had representatives from some major parts manufacturers, parts developers, and I was basically being not blasted, but just kind of drinking from the fire hose in 4 different conversations saying, "Hey, have you seen this? Have you seen that?" And what are your thoughts? Real quick. Billy's here! Woo! Woo! By the way, Billy, the Battle Back to Nolans ride goes live tomorrow night or tonight at midnight. So you'll be able to see it on the magazine. Thank you again for hosting that ride. Thank you so much for taking the group out with Ricky. And I want to thank you for that one. And in fact, the following piece of news is primarily because of you. But let me get back to the other thing. I'm not going to name names. I'm not putting anyone on blast. I'm not trying to cause a flame war. I typically don't comment on anyone else's stuff. It's not my place. All right. That's not my style. I just don't think it is. I just don't think it's my place. But unfortunately, what started happening was I was fielding emails and questions from people going, hey, what's going on? Do you need to break in the Sea-Doos? Or I want to buy one of these brand new 82 mile an hour Sea-Doos. And I hear that you don't have to break in the Sea-Doo and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? And at the same time was when I started reaching out and having text message conversations with major manufacturers and engineers, quite frankly, engineers. And, the people who built these things. And I thankfully have a lot of phone numbers and a lot of contacts in this phone. And they're the right people. And they're people far, far, far smarter than I am and who spend every waking hour working on these skis and building these skis and engineering these skis. And basically they said, we can't go on the offensive here, but I think you should say something. So I recorded, I want to say I recorded like 30 minutes of me ranting. And I whittled it down to about 10 minutes. And that video goes live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And I don't think I'm going to change a lot of people's minds who are already in that camp, because this particular channel has a hell of a following, and rightfully so. I mean, rightfully so. He's got a hell of a following. He puts out good content, exciting stuff. Everyone likes to see exciting, fast race stuff. I get it. It's sexy. It's a lot more appealing than some ginger sitting behind his desk running his mouth. Say la vie. But we definitely, it needed to be addressed. And so I try to break it down as quickly, but as technically, I tried really hard to use very layman's terms and not get too far into the weeds, but it was bad news. I mean, John, you're not the only one. You were in the comment section, and our guys let me know, and they go, "Hey, I don't know what this guy's talking about. You're going to want to answer this." So, John, thank you for your comment, and thank you for responding. I know it went back and forth, but I get spun up when really dangerous information gets put out there. It's dangerous. And I try to explain why it's dangerous, and I try to explain what's going on inside of the engines. I talk to the guys who build these things. I mean, build them. And they're like, Kevin, please help us out. And I said, okay. So did I put a bilge pump on my RXPX? No. Because it's got the new carbon seal on it. It's got the new carbon seal on it, and they've got a hell of a batting record right now. So no, I'm not afraid of the carbon seal. Plus, I also don't run my ski into the sand and grind up a bunch of stuff. But so anyways, I address it tomorrow. again, I don't call anyone out. I don't name drop. I don't, say, oh, poo, that guy doesn't know what he's doing. But I try to be very, very honest about what is happening in the Rotax built 300 Ace engines. I try to explain as thoroughly as to why there's a break-in process, what's happening inside of that engine, and why it's different from other engines. So hopefully it gives out the information necessary to save some people some very expensive repairs. That's my hope. Ultimately, I mean, I don't know how to say this any better than this, but ultimately my goal. Wow, let me try this again. Ultimately, my goal is to help you guys keep your skis on the water as long as possible. That's it. And I know a lot of people think I'm a wet blanket because some of the advice I give is like super, mom, like, oh, don't do that. Ooh. But I'm trying to keep your ski on the water as long as possible. We got a super chat from Shane. All right. Hey, Kevin, my 2021 GP 1800R SVHO is having cold start issues, even though I'm using ethanol-free 91 octane. Many forums are saying it's normal. What is your thoughts? Your ethanol-free octane thing doesn't matter. It's designed for 10% ethanol fuel. So that out of the gate doesn't matter. Yamaha starters are like old Chrysler starters. All right. The Bendix takes a lot of load to crank that engine over, and it's a big stroke four cylinder. All right, or big displacement 4-cylinder. And I say big displacement relatively, that's in relation to what is out there. But in regards to just slow starting, first and foremost, because the starter requires so much charge, you might want to look into the health of your battery. Pull your battery out, put it on a battery charger or battery tender. That's number one. All right. Just see what the battery is like, because you might have a pretty lazy charge. That's number one. Number two, and honestly, I really think I'm 95% sure it's battery life, but battery is fine. The IT will start install. Stalling is different than a starting issue. Stock ECU. Okay. That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. God. Nah, damn it, Shane, you stumped me. Shane, email me. You get two stickers. I want you to email me your mailing address, and then give me more detail in the emails. If you can, give me a little bit more detail in the emails, and I'll personally email you 100 times till we can figure it out. It takes a few times to turn over, then it stalls. Ugh. Yeah, Shane, please email me. I got a lot more questions, and I don't want to take everyone else's time doing that. But please email me. I'll send you some stickers, and then you and I are going to go back and forth. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if he's. I don't think it's bad fuel, but it's worth a shot. I mean, I've seen bad fuel. I mean, I just have. It's crazy. Okay, new plugs. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to it. So that tomorrow's video is specifically addressing a video that came out last week, not from me. And again, I'm not trying to pick a fight, but I am trying to put really informed technical information out there. I try to use very easy to follow layman's terms. I skip over some stuff that's a little bit in the weeds because I'm trying to make a point in regards to what's happening inside of the Ace engine. So there's that. We have another uncut video coming out on Tuesday, and then the rest of it will be the quick topic stuff that we normally do during the week. All right. The last topic, again, like I said to Billy, and I know I'm already 15 minutes into this, it's always 20 minutes of opening exercises when I do this. It's got 3 hours on it. Oh, boy. Yamaha is just struggling. Yamaha has been struggling. Oh, I'm telling you, it has been hit or miss with Yamahas in the last year and a half. It's been really bad news, guys. I took my stupid beard trimmer out and tried to trim it because my beard was getting out. And I can't get these little short red and white hairs off of my shirt. Sorry. You might not be able to see them, but they're driving me crazy. I feel like a Wookiee. All right. All right. So a lot of people aren't going to be attending. And I understand that because that's kind of how I operate. But I'm hosting an endurance ride on Friday, the 25th of this month here in Tennessee. And we're going to put a little bit of, we'll put a flyer out or a little blast in regards to the details of it. But it was going to be a bigger ride like 2 years ago. And then we were supposed to do it in January. But then I got COVID, and then I got all spun up with all this other stuff and didn't think it was a good idea to be doing endurance rides. But thankfully, Billy and a lot of guys were like, dude, don't pull the plug on this. This is a lot of fun, and it's only going to get bigger, and don't get discouraged or frustrated. And then I had another guy who was at our Panhandle ride, and he would not leave me alone. he's a good man. I can't help but tease him. I'm like, fine, you're making me do this. But he's like, you got to do it, Kevin. You got to do it. Come on, man. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And I'm like, I just don't want to. I got other things going on, blah, blah, blah. And he was unrelenting. He just was a dog with a bone. He would not let go. So I said, fine. We're doing the damn ride. So I'm doing the damn Tennessee ride on Friday the 25th. It's not going to be freezing, but it'll be cold. It'll be in the 40s. We have about 11 and a half hours of daylight to basically cover 440 miles. We're expecting to spend a lot of money on gas because that's 440 miles on a jet ski. And I'm doing it on a supercharged Sea-Doo, which is pretty damn thirsty. Jose, I'll get to your super chat in a second. Give me 1 second. So yeah. And if it's me and him doing it, then it's just 2 of us. If there's 5 of us, I'd be impressed. I am not expecting a lot of people to show up. It's pretty much going to be smooth sailing the entire way, except for when we get into the Tennessee River. From the Cumberland all the way into Kentucky, it's pretty glassy. It's only when you get on the other side of the peninsula, on the western side of the peninsula, of the land between the lakes, and get on the Tennessee River, does it get a little windy, a little rough. So we're planning on doing it. I'm going to do it on the RXPX. I think he's on a FXHO or FXSVHO, so he's going to fare a little smoother than I am. But I'm dumb enough to say yes. Yeah, I'll do it. If you guys want to join, Tuesday or Wednesday on the Watercraft Journal, on the magazine itself, we will have a lot of information. No, That's the point, Flo. The point is to do it when it's cold. The point is to push yourself. The point is to make it hard. Easy rides make for lazy riders. Make it hard. Toughen up. People are going to go, I don't want to go. It's too cold. Oh, you're going too fast. Oh, it's too much gas. You don't have to go. There'll be something else later. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in 70-mile half-day cruises to go look at it. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not interested in these things that only take a tank of gas. That's really it. So yeah, that's we're doing the ride, and then I need people who want to help me plan March's ride, because I'm not going to plan every ride. I got other things to do. I'm doing stuff like this and producing content every single day with video and articles. That keeps me pretty busy. So I'm going to need help. I'm going to need help in planning these rides. You guys want to do badass push me rides. I will help ring the dinner bell. I will help facilitate it. And I'll bring a bunch of free crap to give away. So that's the idea. That's the idea. And I think, and I'll probably end up buying dinner. But yeah, so we're doing February the 25th. February the 25th. We're going to be there before daybreak at the launch ramp, and we're going to be ready to roll as soon as the sun pokes up. So that's the story on that one. All right, let's get to Jose's super chat because he's been waiting. Hi, Kevin. Great content. I got a Wake Pro 230 2021. PWC stators just maintain battery, not charge it. I want to install red lights, but don't want to drain the battery dead. Also worried about party with music and have the same result. You're incorrect. They do charge the battery. Otherwise, batteries would die every year, if not faster, especially when you consider the Sea-Doo Fish Pro and now the Fish Pro Trophy that has a lot of draw. Now the Fish Pro Trophy also has 2 batteries in it, but it also has more electrical stuff in it. They do charge the battery. All right. They also, while you're riding, your ski's not riding on the battery. Sea-Doo also has a low voltage warning, internal low voltage warning that turns off the radio, the dash, and other devices either after an hour, the timer, or if the battery reads low voltage. So it is the systems are a lot better and smarter today than they've ever been. All right. Your Sea-Doo will be fine if you want to put navigation lights on it. You're not going to drain the battery unless you have it on a live draw that isn't ran through the starter or through the ignition system. Excuse me. Now, obviously, I presume you've done your homework in regards to your state and where you live. In regards to navigation lights, you found out whether or not your state allows you to ride at night if you have navigation lights. I'm not going to get into that because every state is different. All right. Some states totally allow it. Other states, it's completely verboten. So you got to do your own homework when it comes to that one. But as far as electrical, your statement regarding the stators is wrong. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you more than that. Whoever told you that is a Doomkopf. And I'm just going to swear in German for the rest of this show. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. But yeah. So yeah, that should be fine. If you as long as you wire it, I would suggest personally, I would suggest contacting a dealer first. Dealer might have no idea. Service department might have no idea how to wire navigation lights onto your Sea-Doo, and that's fine. typically don't do that. But then you want to talk to a boat specialist, a boat repair place, and say, I want this wired through the ignition so that I can't turn them on unless the engine's running. That would give you, that would be the best. And every super chat, guys, if you give me a super chat, email me and you get stickers. It's the way it's always been. It's the way it's always been. Paul, you don't have to call me out on it. It's the way it's always been. Okay, so I think I got everything. Let me get out the big red Sharpie. We got the jerseys. We got the launch ramp video. Special video for tomorrow. February 25th ride. Waiting for parts and emails. One last thing. We typically get so many questions, and I'm really trying my damnedest to keep these at an hour and a half. Ideally, I would like to make it more like an hour 15 and be done. It doesn't need to be a big long marathon, but what that does do is that really trims down how many questions I can tackle during a live session. So the best thing you guys can do is, if you've got a burning question like Jose did, that's like, hey, I don't know a soul who can answer this, drop a super chat. You're supporting the magazine. You're supporting what we do. You're showing support, and you're also bumping to the head of the line. I know some people don't like that. They get upset, but I can't chew through all the questions anymore. Last time I did it, honestly, dude, I was here for 2 hours or 2.5 hours. It was bananas. So I just can't dedicate that level of time. All right. So let's get to the next big thing. I would say the biggest running joke on Facebook are the guys coming in asking, what kind of oil should I run? I would say that's probably the number one mechanical joke, that you just have people coming in going, what kind of oil should I run? What that says to me is I think there's a deeper meaning that maybe some people aren't aware of, even when they ask it. Sorry, my eyes are all dried out. Ugh. The deeper meaning is that Yamaha, that jet ski, that Sea-Doo will plainly tell you what oil to run. If it's not written on the actual oil cap, it's in your service manual. Hell, it's on a decal inside your engine compartment. It'll tell you what oil to run. But for whatever reason, and I have yet to figure it out, is people somehow have this distrust of what the factory recommends. And they feel that somehow if they follow the factory recommendation, that they'll be cheated out of horsepower, or they'll be cheated out of performance, or that the OE doesn't want them to get the most out of their watercraft. And I don't know where that level of distrust comes from. I really don't. And it baffles me. Now, there are some things like the manual recommends you run 3.2 liters or 3.2 quarts of oil. Well, we found out that that's way too much oil. In fact, you probably want to run 2.8. Or 2.7. You want a little less than more. 3 quarts is safe, but if you don't want the windage and you don't have a catch can, a little bit under 3 quarts is actually superior. But the weight and the recommended brand, which is XPS for Sea-Doo, is perfectly fine. In fact, it's ideal. And people somehow believe that if they run, I don't know, Redline synthetic or Royal Purple or Rotella or Mobile One or I don't know, that somehow they're going to unlock another 3 miles an hour out of their ski. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay. And they're not going to save any money. That's the other half of it. XPS is just as expensive as the high-level synthetic stuff that the Facebook groups are recommending. Dollar for dollar, it's almost identical. Maybe $2 more. So you go to greenhulk.net, you go to the store, you go to the Fortec Performance, type in the Greenhulk code and save 10%, and now you're dollar for dollar the same. But for whatever reason, people are like, oh no, I can't listen to what the factory recommends. I got to go to this Facebook group full of strangers who I have no idea if they know what the hell they're talking about and ask them technical information. And it blows my mind. I mean, it blows my mind. And I keep getting more and more questions. And I'm scratching my head and I'm like, I don't think these people are looking at their owner's manual. I don't think they are. And I don't know why. Is reading hard? I mean, that sounds really condescending. I know. I'm sounding like a really pedantic jerk. But really, this has 95% of all the answers you have to the questions you have. It really does. And I went through, just for shits and giggles, like I was back in college and post-it noted a 2019 operator's guide. This is the one off of, I think this is the Wake Pro. I think this is the one. Did I have a Wake Pro in 2019? Yeah, I think I had a Wake Pro. And so I fished this thing out of my box of crap and of just jet ski bits and pieces. And I was like, I'm going to go through this thing. And I'm going to do a greatest hits album of just all the questions and all the things I've addressed. And I'm going to answer them. So let's start with the first one. This is for Sea-Doo, by the way. And Yamaha says the same thing. And Cowie says basically the same thing. All right. Page 29 under navigation rules. Take a screenshot. Quote, do not wake or wave jump. Do not ride the surf line or attempt to spray or splash others with your watercraft. Do you remember when I keep saying don't jump your ski? And everyone's like, you suck. You're no fun. It's because the manual says it. Now, why do you think the manual says it? Why do you think that is? Because most people don't know how to ride and they don't understand throttle control and they won't operate safely and they won't land safely and they'll get hurt. And then they'll be like, well, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to, so I'm going to get a lawyer and I'm going to get the lawyer to sue Sea-Doo. Because that's the world we live in. All right? So they have to put that in there. They have to put that in there because of the same people that we have instructions on shampoo that says do not drink. Right? Because of those people. Got a super chat from Will. Bought a 2020 RXTX and wondering if I should install a bilge pump, recommended brand if so, and a valve shutoff in case I ever need a tow. Good question, Will. All of those things, which is great, both of those, a bilge and a shutoff valve, are easily purchased at any West Marine boat supply store or any other boat supply store that you have near you. They're easily wired up. Well, the bilge is, because you just put it on a switch. And you can drill a hole in your glove box and put a little toggle switch, and it'll just be live to the battery. And you go, brrr, and it'll just, and you can just have a little, you can have a T. And I've seen guys put a T. Actually, it's not a T. It's a Y fitting, so you won't get back. but a little Y, a little Y fitting that'll go out your pisser out the back of the transom of the Sea-Doo. All right. Or you can drill another hole, which I don't like drilling holes in skis. Not a fan of it. I don't think it's a good idea. It's never smart to drill extra holes in your head or in the hulls of boats. Wise words. And then I would valve shutoff is easy. That's just a little plastic valve. You can go to Ace Hardware and get one of those and do that. I have never installed either of those two on my personal watercraft. But both of those items are good insurance policies. So there's nothing wrong with doing it. And it's easily done. West Marine makes its own brand of bilges, which are just white label branded off of some other little Chinese automaker or little pump maker. And they're super cheap. You get what you pay for. But I know West Marine has everything you need right there if you live next to one. I hope that helps. All right. Gentum Siler writes, hey, Kevin, looking for a good replacement nozzle for my gas cans. What would be a good no spill fast fill that won't slip while filling in the middle of rough water and current? The best gas cans I've ever used are the SureCan gas cans. They advertised with us for like 6 months back in like 2017 or 18, but I'm saying this in 2022. They're still the best gas cans that I've ever encountered. I know you're looking for a replacement nozzle. It depends on the OD of, the outer diameter of the actual nozzle attachment. In fact, it was a video modifying the Sea-Doo gas can, and I give you links to the supplier for good nozzles. So after this live session, go over to the YouTube channel and look up the gas can modification that we did on a Sea-Doo gas can. It might not be a Sea-Doo. I know you're not modifying a Sea-Doo gas can. You're modifying a regular gas can. But they sell nozzles for every kind of gas can you can think of. So it's not necessarily specific to Sea-Doo. I hope that helps. All right. So I did my whole no wake or wave jumping. Let's keep going. What gas should I run in my ski? We see that question all up and down social media. I don't know what gas to run. Recommended fuel. Use unleaded gasoline containing a maximum 10% ethanol. The gasoline must have the following minimum octane requirements for 155, 170, and 230 engines, an octane rating of 87, ideal rating 91. For 300 horsepower engines, a premium unleaded gasoline with a AK octane rating of 91. All right. And then it reiterates that later. So anyone asking that question, send them to their owner's manual. Let's keep going. You remember when I was talking about inspecting your hull before going out, especially for you guys with Yamahas with nano hulls? It's like, hey, take a peek underneath there and take a look at your hull. Well, I never do that. It's in your manual. It's even in Sea-Doo's manuals. What do you do before launching your watercraft? Number one, inspect your hull, ride plate, and water inlet grate, intake grate for damages. Check your jet pump water intake, inspect it and clean it. Check your drain plugs, make sure they're tightened. Make sure to refill your gas tank, engine compartment, check there. Okay. So, again, all the advice that I have been giving for the last however many years on this channel are the same damn thing that you'll find in your book. Let's keep going because this is fun. All right. No, this is something I did. I don't want to talk about that one. I broke a wake pylon because I didn't read the manual. I towed a raft with my 2 kids on it, and broke the pylon. That was on me. Oh, here's a fun one that's amazingly timely. Break-in periods. Let's talk about the break-in period, shall we? Operation during break-in period. A break-in period of 10 operating hours is required before running the watercraft at sustained full throttle. During this period, maximum throttle should not exceed half to three-quarter opening. However, brief full acceleration and speed variations contribute to a good break-in. You can go full throttle for a few seconds with your Sea-Doo with 5 hours on it. Interesting. Notice, says notice right there. Continued wide open throttle acceleration or operation, prolonged cruising speeds are detrimental during the break-in period. Wait, what? And break-in mode. The model has a break-in mode programmed to ensure initial engine protection. During the first 5 hours of operation, the engine management limits the engine maximum speed for engine protection. The engine performance will progressively increase during this period. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Like I warned you. Here's a fun one. Going back to my beaching in shallow water. 3 feet deep. Ensure that there is at least 90 centimeters or 3 feet of water underneath the lowest rear portion of the hull. You know what's funny about that one? The very next note, 3 feet deep. Notice, ensure there is at least 3 feet of water under the lowest portion of the hull when all passengers are aboard prior to starting the engine. Otherwise, damage to the impeller or other jet pump components may occur. Oh, it repeated itself there. Oh, wait a minute. No beaching. Oh, 3 feet deep. I marked 3 feet deep 3 more times. They're screaming, do not shallow start your ski. Do not shallow start your ski. But let's keep going. Why not? This is fun because people don't seem to have any interest in reading this manual. So I'm reading it to you like a bedtime story. All right. Beaching. Notice, it is not recommended to run the watercraft to the beach. In bold letters. All right. Then it says drives if you are going to beach your ski. All right. I love this. Drive slowly towards the beach and shut off the engine before the water is less than 3 feet deep. Why is that? Then pull the watercraft to the beach. I would like to address all the people who go, "Hey, look, Kevin," or "Look, Kevin's got a jet ski on the beach. Look at Kevin. He's a hypocrite." Yeah, I'm a hypocrite. By the way, when's the last time you ever see me on camera throttle the ski up the beach? I'll send you a t-shirt if you can find a video of that. IBR override function. This is actually a really neat tip. If you ever want to check your pump, you can just hit your ignition, hold down IBR. Towing your PWC, going back to the question that we had. Towing the watercraft in the water. Special precautions should be taken when towing a Sea-Doo watercraft in the water. The maximum recommended towing speed is 15 miles per hour. This will prevent the exhaust system from filling with water, which may lead to water being injected into and filling the engine. Without the engine running, there isn't any exhaust pressure to push the water out of the exhaust outlet. Okay, so why does he want a cutoff valve? He wants that valve so that he can go inside, twist it, and he can tow the ski faster than 15 miles an hour. That's why you have that cutoff valve. It's a little ingenious ad that people started doing about 40 years ago that's still not factory equipment. But very good. It's a very good question. Christian. That was really funny. Oh, hey, I got one. How often should I change my oil? They literally give you a maintenance schedule. It's a checklist. You can literally refer to this. After each ride in salt or dirty water, here's your checklist. Every month in salt or dirty water. After the first 6 months or 50 hours, whichever comes first. Every year, these are all categories or sections of the checklist. Every year at preseason or 100 hours of operation, whichever comes first. Literally every maintenance question. Let's keep going. This is fun. Recommended oil and weight. Well, I'll be darned. Look at that. There's all the oil weights and recommended oil and oil levels and how to read your dipstick. That's thinking with your dipstick, Jimmy. Let's keep going. This is fun. I know I keep saying that. Spark plugs. How to check your spark plugs. How to gap your spark plugs. What kind of socket you should use for your spark plugs. I mind you, every one of these have been emails, questions, and super chats that I've gotten from people. Every single one of them. After saltwater flush, how often, which the maintenance schedule said every time, and how to do it. Every step. Do you know what I did for my video that I taught people how to flush your ski after saltwater? I followed this step for step. I'm not that creative. Oh, look. How to winterize your ski. Pre and post season. Winterization. Yeah, everyone's got a little like added sauce and extra herbs and spices that they add to it. But the basics are right there in your manual. If you follow the manual, you're never going to void your warranty. Oh, this is a favorite of mine. Speaking of that video I did, engine compartment cleaning. Let's talk about that one. Robbie, yes, it does have, both have cruise control. Both have cruise control. Thank you for the super chat. Engine compartment cleaning. Clean the bilge, that's the engine compartment, with hot water and detergent or with bilge cleaner. Rinse thoroughly. Lift the front end of Watercraft to completely drain bilge through the bilge drain plugs. So people are like, oh my gosh, Kevin's spraying soapy water into his engine compartment. He's spraying the engine. Oh my gosh, what is he doing? He's a madman. Somebody stop him. Then they all had a panic attack when I did this. Can you read it? Anti-corrosion treatment. Wipe off any residual water in the engine compartment. Spray lubricant and anti-corrosive or equivalent. So they're saying spray our XPS lubricant and anti-corrosive spray. Here's the part number. Because you got to get a sale in there. Or equivalent, which I mentioned, I use WD-40. Other people use Yamalube. Other people use a full synthetic WD-40. Other people use whatever the hell they can find at AutoZone. But it says spray lubricant, anti-corrosive, or equivalent all over metallic components in the engine compartment. Note, the seat should be removed during storage. This will prevent engine compartment condensation and possible corrosion. Everything I did in that video. All right. I'm almost done. Indicator lights. How many posts have you seen on Facebook groups asking, what do these lights mean? What should I do? Here's my favorite. I want you to see my tabs. If you can read my chicken scratch, they both say warranty exemptions. Sea-Doo puts in warranty exemptions twice. Twice they detail the warranty exceptions. What's going to not be covered by the warranty? All right. Would you like to know this? I'm not going to read it. Yeah, exclusions. You are not warranted. And it's a whole page. This stuff makes me laugh because it took me 20 minutes to go through this and write all of these stupid Post-it notes. Every question you have is in this book. And if you're concerned about your warranty, say, I followed this book like the Holy Bible. I checked off every damn thing on the list. It's all there. Guys, it's all there. It's hilarious to me. So why do I bring this up? Why did I waste a half an hour doing this? All right. Driving these people crazy. these poor people listening to Kevin read the freaking manual. Because I'm trying to help you save some face. All right. I hate, it's cringy. First, when you see the guy going, hey, what oil should I run? Or, hey, what do I do to winterize my ski on a Facebook group? Because they get destroyed. They get torn apart by the piranhas who live on social media. They get destroyed by these guys. They're like, oh, you should fill up your engine with peanut oil and then spray Pam all over your engine compartment. Let's see if he does it. All right. They're all a bunch of freaking trolls. And that guy leaves that group going, no, screw you guys. You guys suck. I'm like, no. You're the butthead who refused to open this. And you went to the internet asking a question that would have taken you as much time as walking into your garage, pulling this out of your front compartment, and cracking it open and looking. So instead of finding out the answer for yourself, you thought you took the easy route, went to Facebook, and put a question out and got lambasted for it. And now it's ruined your day. All right? I hate being made fun of for something stupid that I've done. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. I shouldn't have done that. And it weighs on me and it drives me nuts. Okay? Because I should have, like the shirt that I sell, engage my brain. I should have engaged my brain and taken a moment and pulled out the manual or gone online, because it's online for free, and looked it up. But instead, you took the easy route and you got blasted for it. Very rarely are you getting the right answers from a Facebook group. Honestly, very rarely are you going to find someone who's not going to make a smart-ass comment that makes you feel bad and makes you upset. And you're like, well, this community sucks. I don't like these guys. I'm trying to help you out. And I don't want you to go into a group and get trashed. I'd rather have you say, hey guys, like the question about the bilge. All right, the question about the bilge pump. Hey, has anyone wired in one of these bilge pumps? Do you have tips or any pictures so I can kind of see how you set it up? That's a good question that's not going to be in here. But if you come back and you say, what kind of gas should I run in my brand new RX PX 300? People are going to be like, you should run diesel, because they're smart Alex. So I'm trying to help you out on that case. Every Yamaha gets about 1 inch to 2 inches of water in the bilge. They all do it. I've never known one not to. Why do Yamahas do it? I don't know. I really don't. I have searched high and low where the water comes from, and I still haven't seen it. But, you know what it is? I know what it is. This whole damn time. I just thought about it, and it's so stupid. Yamaha pumps. Okay, guys. All right. Sumer. I'm going to answer Sumer's question, which I still got more hairs on this stupid shirt. Oh, my gosh. All right. I'm going to answer the age-old question, why is there always 1 inch to 2 inches of water in the bottom of your hull for a Yamaha? Yes, your Sea-Doo will be dry, and I'll tell you why. I have nothing to serve as a visual aid. Darn it. Okay. Yamahas have what is called an automatic bilge. All right. The automatic bilge is off of the pump, the jet pump. All right. Here's the end. Here is, the drive shaft or the impeller shaft that runs through the hull. All right. The automatic bilge is a nozzle that comes off the top of the pump, goes to a hose that goes inside of the hull and lays down at the bottom like a straw. Okay. If you were to take 5 gallons of water, which I do not recommend, and pour it into the engine compartment, and you were to drive it or give it throttle in the water, of course, because it has to create suction, that hose acting like a straw would suck all that water out and spit it out of the pump, because the thrust, the outgoing water out of the jet pump, creates vacuum, and that vacuum draws the negative pressure through the hose and siphons that water out. But what happens when you're stationary in the water? All right, you're not creating thrust, right? So what happens? That water starts to come up that hose, and that water goes and fills up about an inch or two inside the bilge or the bottom of the hull. It's never going to fill the whole ski because it's going to equalize. Water equalizes. You ever heard the phrase water sinks to its lowest level? That's equalizing. So all that does is it equalizes until you get going again. But here's the reality. No one's full throttling their ski in the water out of the water and up the launch ramp. All right. Because if you did, it would be completely dry. It would completely siphon. Well, it wouldn't, but it would be pretty damn close to siphoning dry. But that water is coming from the automatic bilge. Hopefully that answers your question. All right. Yes, Joe. I know Riva does make a plug-and-play bilge pump, and there is no drilling. It's a little red, white, and blue little pump. And I don't know if it comes with a bracket or if it's zip tied down. But yes, you are correct. Okay, well, we're at an hour, so I don't see any more super chats. So I guess I'm going through the list. Let's see if we have any more questions. All right. Jason says it's not easy to drain the tank, unfortunately. On a Yamaha, no, because the Yamaha has a check valve. It's a little floating little bob weight. So what you'd have to do to siphon all the gas out of your Yamaha is you need to open up the front bin. You need to take the inspection cover off. All right, and you're going to see the filler neck that runs from the side of where your gas cap is on the outside. It's going to be a big rubber hose, big 3-inch diameter hose, runs to your gas tank. Take the hose clamps, back them off, take that hose out. You're going to look at your gas tank. You're going to see this black thing in there, and you're going to want to slowly pull it out. It's going to have gas in it, so you want to slowly pull it out so that the gas drains back into the gas tank. Pull that bob weight out. Pull that bob weight out, put it aside on a towel. Don't leave it somewhere to spill gas. Put it on a little rag or a little towel off to the side. Then siphon the gas out of the tank. If you don't have a siphon, you got to go to the auto parts store and go get a siphon pump with a little pump and siphon it out. But that's how you get the gas out of your tank easiest. All right. Do not try to go through the gas cap, unscrew the gas cap and feed it all the way through. Do not do that. You will not get through. You won't get through. You won't get through. You got to take that bob weight out of the Yamaha. All right. Answered Joe's question about a toe valve. That's good. Hardcore Kevin is back in rare form. I was actually really hot Friday or Saturday, I did like 3 takes of that video because I was so mad. I tried to really dial it down. I think I got a little more heated towards the end of it. Sorry. Yeah, Joseph. Joseph is responding regarding the tow valve. He writes, "It depends on how fast you tow. Not sure the max tow speed on a Sea-Doo. 15 miles an hour. I'm pretty sure max tow is listed in the shop manual. 15 miles an hour. It's all in the manual. Okay. How much difference does the tech package make in regards to the dashboard? It completely replaces the dashboard, and you're getting the tech package also includes the sound system. So you're getting the sound system and you're getting the GPS, total sync, Bluetooth dash. It's the whole kit and caboodle. All right. Just a nicer color display. You also get the sound. Sound comes with the tech package now. At least according to James Hines, who is the brand manager for Sea-Doo. All right. Trying to find some more questions. Yeah, here's Billy. I swear the miles and the hours that Billy and his wife Gina have put on their skis deserve some sort of like global accolade. I have never seen. Billy writes, I've got 875 hours on a 2015 FZR with an OE clutch before the failure. I've used Yamalube only. He's not lying. Guys, I know Billy. He's not lying. And Gina's got what, like 550 hours on her Cowie? Yeah, on an Ultra 310R. These people are insane, but they're totally on top of their skis. And he, if I'm not mistaken, Billy, you have Jet Blast, the dealership Jet Blast, do all your maintenance, right? Or are you doing your maintenance at home? If you're still around, let me know. Chevy hits it right to the point. I love it. The problem is that people hear that a supercharger requires a certain oil. You run the oil they tell you. They spend $20,000 on a jet ski, but don't want to pay $50 for an oil change kit to get the right stuff. It's crazy. It's craziness. Okay. Jet Ski Alex, is it okay to beach my 2021 Yamaha FX Deluxe following the manual? The manual says yes if you get out in 3 feet of water and grab the nose and pull up and pull it onto the beach. They say it's okay. Because they are painted hulls, I strongly suggest using an anchor and keeping it off the beach. An anchor is, I mean, again, guys, like, okay, I use Sand Docker. I like the Sand Docker. I think the Sand Docker is easy. The Sand Docker is $70 for the whole thing with like all the connections, and the only thing you're missing is a carabiner, all right, to hook it through the front eyelet. But I literally said, go to the grocery store or go to a Petco and get one of those screw in the ground, corkscrew style dog leash tethers for $8. If you're that cheap. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've met some really cheap people, but it's painted, and I don't care how gently I drag it up the beach. I don't think you'd be happy with me dragging the hood of your car up the beach, right? It's the same stuff. I could go slowly, but I'm still dragging the hood of your car up the beach. Hopefully that is making sense here. All right. I'm quickly earning my jet ski Jesus credibility by speaking in parables. For he who has ears to listen, let him hear. All right. All right. Tow valves are not needed on Sea-Doos. Tow valves are needed on anything that you want that extra sense of security. All right. Alrighty. Open loop systems on Cowies and Yamas, or you have to tow like 15 miles per hour max. And on Sea-Doos, because the water box is fed by water, by external water. The engine is cooled, but the water box uses an open loop. All right. And that water box can fill up with water, and then it can back flush into the engine compartment or into the engine and into the combustion chambers through open exhaust valves. Capiche? All right. Alrighty. What happens when you're going 60 miles an hour over 3 feet of water and you don't realize it? Well, if it's over 3 feet of water and you're going 60 miles an hour, guess what? There's less boat in the water. So it's very... here's the nice thing. All right. Here's your ski going 60 miles an hour. Your planing surface is very, very little. Right? You have very little draft. That means not a lot of ski is in the water. You're just shooting across the surface. And here's the... And you're talking you got 3 feet to the surface of the lake or the ocean, wherever you are. Well, here's the thing. The thrust can't pull sand and rock from in front as you're going that fast. So you're not going to be able to pull stuff off of the ground that bad. All right. Now, when you're going slow over 3 feet of water, you got more draft, so you're deeper in the water, and you're creating more turbulence. You're kicking up stuff. And that's going slow. That's idling out. That's going 5-10 miles an hour. You're going to be sucking stuff up. 60 miles an hour, you're out of the water a lot higher, and the pump can't pull a rock from in front of the ski, go whoop, and pull it in. That the physics don't work. So hopefully that made sense. All right. Joe is correct. He will see more. I love Christian's comment. That makes me laugh so hard. Sea-Doo engineers don't know anything. Just drive that puppy like it's invincible. Oil changes are a myth. I laughed out loud with that one. That was really good. Are there any resources on how to go through the checklist from the maintenance schedule? Or is that a mechanic only thing? Well, what do you mean? Now I got to find... Oh, I'm in the troubleshooting section. Warranty. No. Watercraft care. Here we go. Maintenance procedures. Here we go. Maintenance schedule. Can't believe I'm answering this. Some stuff, yes. Like you can't scrub any default code. You can't go into the ECU and check your history. I mean, unless you have a BUDS system. Not a lot of people are going to do that. So you're going to have to do the external maintenance stuff. So it says, after each ride in salt or dirty water, rinse engine compartment with fresh water and drain salt water. Flush exhaust system. Every month in salt or dirty water. Spray anti-corrosion lubricant to metallic components in engine compartment every 10 hours of use in salt water, and inspect the sacrificial anodes. They tell you what sacrificial anodes are in this. I don't have to. After the first 6 months or 50 hours, replace engine oil and filter on all 1630 ACE engines. Every year at preseason or every 100 hours of operation, inspect sacrificial anodes, check for fault codes, perform all items indicated on the pre-ride inspection and post-operation care list, replace engine oil and filter, inspect engine rubber mounts, motor mounts, inspect the cooling system, coolant level, hoses, fasteners for leaks. Visually inspect connection between the throttle body and intake manifold. Inspect air intake for damage on hoses and clamps. It goes on and on and on. look at it. Look at your list. You have a manual. Look at the list and check off the things you can do, and then circle the things you can't do. Go to your dealer and say, this is what I've checked off, and literally present your manual and go, I did this. You do the rest. Easy. All right. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, the 100-hour checklist for mechanical parts. There is a service manual. If you are comfortable in doing that kind of stuff, you should do it. Any idea how many gallons of water flow through jet pumps at wide open throttle and top speed? Depends on thrust. Kawasaki right now is the only manufacturer who shares their thrust numbers, and they do it, I think, at 7,700 RPM. I do not have the thrust numbers off the top of my head, but there is a formula for calculating that at wide open throttle for thrust, but I don't have it off the top of my head because I've never really had to contemplate on it. It's never been an issue. So it's a neat question. It's a neat premise, but I just have never dug into it. All right. Did I miss a super chat? Oh, super chat from AJ. Oh my goodness. Is it possible to upgrade a Sea-Doo Fish Pro 170 with a 300? If not, it would be a great idea for Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo, according to Sea-Doo, they have zero interest in a supercharged Fish Pro. The people who say they want a supercharged Fish Pro don't want a Fish Pro. They want a supercharged 300 ski that they can fish from. They're looking at numbers from actual enthusiast fishermen. And enthusiast fishermen are saying, for the most part, besides like the guys who are like, I want to have the fastest bass boat on the water, the enthusiast fishermen are like, I'm not interested in a supercharged ski. I'm interested in fuel mileage. I don't want to go to the fuel dock. I want to fill up at home or fill up at my local station, and I do not want to consider it. That's why the Fish Pro was the first with the 18.5-gallon gas tank. They have all the numbers, buying numbers and interest numbers. People are saying, I don't want a 230. I don't want a 300. The nice thing is, if you want a 300, you can equip your RXTX or your GTX with all the Fish Pro stuff. You can. It's all done through accessories. And my understanding is that the trophy will remain the flagship for the Fish Pro group, but any prospect of a 300 horsepower trophy or 300 horsepower Fish Pro is pretty much dead in the water. Like, they just don't want to do it. Same reason with like the Wake 230. The only reason why they don't do a Wake 300 is because they don't want to tempt people with the idea of a 300 horsepower Wake dragging their kids around, getting them hurt. The 230 provides enough grunt to pull an older teenager on a raft and get them, whip them pretty hard anyway. So you're not going to see a 300 horsepower Fish Pro, and you're not going to see a 300 horsepower Wake. They've already made that decision, and it's kind of a legal decision as well. All right. Jason again. Damn. Jason's already on it. And Jason beat me to that answer. Hey, Kevin, if you personally... okay. Hey, Kevin, if you personally owned a 2018 plus Yamaha FX SVHO while still under warranty, would you remove the flame arrestor or wait to remove until warranty is up? Well, 2019 was when they redesigned the FX. And I would own a 2019 and up FX. I mean, I'm all right if it doesn't have the, super duper connect system. I would rather have a 22 because of the ride plate, the repositioned sponsons, and of course the fiberglass hull. But regarding the flame arrestor, two things. Believe it or not, I'd actually remove the bob weight, the rollover bob weight in the gas tank, and I'd immediately remove the flame arrestor out of the intake manifold, like immediately. And the reason being is that most technicians are parts replacers that are not actually mechanics. And I mean that with love, because most technicians at car dealerships are parts replacers, not mechanics. And they won't notice it because they're never gonna have your intake manifold off. I mean, really. They're really not. And if they do, I would keep a cell phone picture in my phone where that flame arrestor is turned sideways. Hell, you can find one on Google Images and say, this is what happened, so I changed it out. And they'll go, oh wow, that's crazy. You're like, yeah, that thing breaks loose. Well, why don't you bring it in? Well, I could just fix this. Yeah, I'm telling you to lie. That's not very Christian of me. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'd pull that flame arrestor out tomorrow. I would. But again, I'm not precious with the warranty. I'm never going to do anything that's going to radically void the warranty. All right. I'm not changing the camshafts. I'm not changing the supercharger wheel. I'm not going ape. I don't need to go 86 miles an hour. Okay. With 3 items, you can go 81 on those, 80, 81 on those skis on a GPS, not off the speedometer, but an actual GPS. Yeah. I wouldn't even bother. I wouldn't even be concerned. I would change it. All right. All right, we got another 12 minutes. Then I'm out of here. Owner's manual for my Jet Blaster has instructions on how to beach it. Is it okay to beach my ski if I follow the instructions? I swear I'm not trolling. Actually, Mike, I literally just answered another Yamaha question about the FX. They say you can pull up the nose and pull up on the beach. I still wouldn't do it. How comfortable are you with me gently pulling the hood of your truck up a sandy beach? It's a painted hull. It's a painted hull. I don't know why people aren't understanding. I mean, it's like you're asking me for permission. I don't give a damn what you do. I'm trying to give you advice to keep your ski looking nice and together and not getting hurt. And everyone's like, but what if I do this? Or what if I do this? Or what if I do this? I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. It's your ski. You spent the money. It's your money. You're an adult. Chances are you make more money than I do because you went out and bought this thing. So you can do with it what you want, but I'm giving you reasons to do certain things and to avoid certain things. I never just say, Kevin decrees that you shouldn't do this. I'm not some angry king that you have to come and plead to me. You can do whatever you want. But if you don't want scratches up and down your hull of your Yamahas because they're painting it with freaking BASF paint, then don't drag it up a beach. It's not going to keep the ski from being scratched. It's sand and rocks. That's what a beach is. Sand and rocks. I don't know very many beaches that are made out of cotton balls. So it's going to scratch your paint. It's going to scratch your paint. I mean, unless you found that one beach in Florida that's a chamois. It's like, oh, well, we went to Chamois Beach. And it just goes whoop and slides right up, and it's nice. And it massages and tickles the paint. It's sand and rocks. And it's paint. Would you be cool with me taking and wet sanding your car? Just going, oh, here's some 500 grit on a wood block and going up your hood. I'm not trying to rant here, but that's the second person who's asked me, well, what if I just do what the manual says? I'm like, do whatever you want. Full throttle the thing all the way up the ski until you're in the weeds with the engine still running if you want. It's your ski. I don't recommend it. I don't think you'll be happy. I think your wife will be really pissed. But whatever, man. Whatever. I feel like I'm trying to help, and people are like, but what if I do this? Have you guys seen the meme? And I'm not trying to bring this up again. And it's the painting of Jesus giving the Beatitudes on the mound, and he says, "Be nice to everyone," and they go, "Well, what about people who are jerks?" And he's like, "Yeah, I said be nice to everyone. That includes jerks or whatever." It's like, dude, sorry, I'm not trying to come down on you, man. I'm really not. I'm not trying to come down on you. I promise. I'm sorry. All right. Oh boy, we're only at 50 likes. Can we get 75? 75. I mean, we got 130 people here. Let's get this thing up to 75. 3 mods were for RxPX, not SVHO. There's only 3 mods that you need for the SVHO as well. It's very easy. Yeah, it's very easy. Guys, we live... I'm going to tell you something. All right. So, I was reading a book about Calvin Coolidge. Probably about a month ago. And they started talking about the White House and changes and updates that were made to the White House. And this is in the 1920. And I sat around, I thought about it, and it was like, they didn't have air conditioning. And they only had they had a boiler, all right? And it was a single boiler that warmed all the hot water for the whole White House. And so typically by lunchtime or 2 in the afternoon, there was no more hot water in that house. And so Coolidge would take cold showers. Okay. Well, it turns out that cold showers are actually really good for your metabolism, and a lot of people are getting into taking cold showers. But I started thinking about the way about our quality of living right now. And even people in the lowest income brackets in this country, even in one of the crappiest economies that I've experienced in my life, and one of the harshest depressions that we've seen. We're not talking about it because there's so much money being printed, and it's false. It's giving us a false positive. We still have a quality of living that is superior to the president of the United States 100 years ago. And I'm like, holy crap, that's amazing. And how this correlates is we live in a time where 80 miles an hour on a Sea-Doo or a Yamaha is done in a day. And it's done easily, safely, and without really invasive work. And the skis are, for the most part, very well built, very comfortable, ergonomically well laid out. As far as a sit-down runabout goes, guys, we've never had it better. We really haven't. It's impressive. It's impressive. And I think it's easy for us to kind of be caught up in the day-to-day and to gripe and complain. But holy crap, the technology that we're enjoying when it comes to these machines is just really out there. I mean, GPS navigation and syncing with your phone and playing music and, comfort and heated hand grips and fishing and depth sounders and all this stuff. It's like, dude, come on, man. Golden age. We're in the golden age. So, yeah, it's kind of humbling when you think about it. So it's like, wow, dude, these are rad. These things are rad. So yeah. I think the colors are going to be, we're bringing back blue. We're going to have a darker blue, like really, really dark blue, like a navy blue, and a lighter blue kind of blend. We're going to have like a Pacific Ocean green, and then we're going to do a red, like a red and a gray is going to be the color combination for the red. That's what we were looking at. So yeah. All right. So guys, I think we're good. If we don't have any more super chats, I don't see any more big questions coming in. So I think we're groovy. I know we talked about it earlier, but I would really like I really like a lot of you guys who had seen the video that got viral last week, to see our response that that I and the team put together for tomorrow night, or tomorrow evening. Please do check it out. Again, I'm not trying to pick a fight, but there's information that will save people's skis from having really bad problems. So definitely check that out. And I think that hopefully, again, I mean, I'm a little nervous about it because, again, I don't want to put anyone on blast. There's enough of that going on right now. But we definitely want to help people who are curious to make the right decision when it comes to tuning and modifying their Sea-Doo. I'm all about tuning and modifying your Sea-Doo. I do it, and I have to return these things back to Sea-Doo. And they know I'm messing with it. Dude, we're the biggest jet ski magazine in the world. They know I'm messing with it. They know I'm screwing with the damn thing. But then I put it back to stock and I go, here you go. And I never heard it. And they're like, oh, dude, shut up. We watch and we read. We know. But anyhow, let's, when it comes to modifying your Sea-Doo or your Yamaha or Cowie for that matter, go through the proper break-in process. And then once you have, go hog wild. All right. The break-in process is not, it's a little bit for you, but the break-in process is in order to properly heat cycle the engine so that the bearings, the rings, the valves, the valve springs all properly seat and index in their right position. Because from that point, they move very little. All right. If the rings on your piston are just making full rotations around, you got a major problem. Okay. If the valve springs just keep making rotations in their perches, you got a problem. Okay. But heat cycling that engine is to help those parts find their proper spot so that they seat, everything seals up nice. And in the case of the 300 Ace engines, for those electroplated surfaces in the cylinder to be shaved smooth. They're rough. And Rotax doesn't break these engines in. They don't bench test these engines. Yamaha and Cowie bench test their engines. They run them. They got time on them. Not a lot, but they got some. But a Cowie engine or a Yamaha engine only requires an hour, 2 hours of break-in time because they're bench tested. Sea-Doos are not. So that's why the break-in process is paramount to the health of that engine. We go into it in a lot more detail in tomorrow's video. Please check it out. But until then, guys, have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. We got the likes up to 90. Can we get it to 100? Can we get it to 100? We just got 10 more. Can we get 10 more? Come on, come on, come on. Let's get 10 more and I'll leave. All right, we jumped to 6. We jumped 6. Let's get 4 more. You can do it. I know you can. 97, 100. Okay, good night.